Praise the Lord, everyone. The pictures that you just saw were pictures of actual bodies that are scattered on Mount Everest. These are this is the result of climbers who tried to climb Mount Everest and died either of hypothermia or lack of oxygen or whatever the case may be. These people died and their bodies are still on Mount Everest. And as I was looking at this, God began to speak to me about some things. And one of the things He spoke to me about was that there was actually, when I watched the video about this, there was actually a reporter who said that he saw a person dying. And when he walked by the person, he could have helped, or the other people climbing the mountain could have helped these people back down the mountain, because the people didn't have the strength to get back down. They were wounded on the mountain, and instead of them helping them to get back down, they were so fixated with getting to the top of the mountain, getting to the summit, that they passed these people by and let them die. You know, and one of the guys said he felt so bad because he felt like his selfishness to get to the top cost someone their life. He could have said, okay, you know what, I'll go later, I'll get to the top later, let me help this person back down this mountain so they can live. And God spoke to me. He said, and this is what many people are, the fate of many people in ministry. He says that, you know, in our struggle to get to the top, to be number one, to be successful, that people are wounded on the way up. And God said, instead of us helping these people back down the mountain, whatever it takes to get to the top, I'm getting to the top. So I'll leave you there, even if it means you dying. And God said, we as leaders, too long we have allowed people to die on the mountain when we could have helped them, but it was our own selfish ambition to get to the top, our own selfish ambition to be somebody great, to be successful, to get what we wanted, that we allowed these people to die. And a lot of these people are right where we left them. A lot of these people died on the mountain of shame, on the mountain of regret, on the mountain of suicide, or whatever that mountain was. They died, and their spiritual man is still stuck in that place. Yeah, we made it to the top. We made it to the summit. You can look up and see us, and you can say, oh wow, look at them, they made it. But what about all the people that you left behind because you wanted to get to the top? You know, and one of the things that I realized in this season, that, like I told you the other day, God made me this way. And what I mean by this way is I have a mandate, and that mandate is to speak for those who have no voice. So many times we you know, I am a pastor. I'm a leader, so I'm not coming against leaders. I'm not coming against pastors. I'm coming against the ambition to get to the top and kill people on your way. If you're wrong and you're operating in ministry the wrong way, then yes, I'm coming against that. I'm coming against that spirit, not necessarily the person. But one thing that God told me, that for too long, people have sat in silence, and they've been wounded, and they've been done wrong, and they've been looked over, and they've been, all this stuff happened to them in this, and it's become a sin to even mention it. So if I say that this was done to me, oh, don't say that, you can go, no, God gonna get you. No. It's time out for all that manipulation and intimidation and all that type, all of those fear tactics. It's time for us now to be real. And the truth of the matter is that there are a lot of people that are being killed because of the ambition to be number one, the ambition to be successful. You never ever step on people to get to where you go, to where you're trying to go. As a leader, that's one of the things that I really pray every day that I don't do. I never want to leave anyone dying on the mountain because of something that I did, you know, or something that I failed to do. So I always try to make sure, God, I want to make sure my heart is right, Father. When I do things, I want to do them in integrity, with integrity. Because I want to make sure that God is pleased with what I'm doing. And we've made people so afraid to say I'm hurt. We made people so afraid to say I was done wrong that they feel like if they voice their opinions, you put this thing on them talking about touch not my anointing or do my prophet no harm. Well, I got news for you, pastors. I'm a pastor from your fellow pastor. That means all of God's children. If you are called by Christ, if you are usher, you are anointed. You're not supposed to touch them either. We're not the untouchables. If we are wrong, we're wrong. And it's time for us to start owning up to our wrong. And realizing that we don't have all the answers, man. And so I just want to be a voice for those who feel like they don't have one. Who feel like they've been wounded and done wrong, and they feel like they're doing wrong for saying they've been done wrong. Nah, too long have we used the enemy's tactics to run the house of God. That is a tactic of the enemy. Deception, manipulation, intimidation are all tactics of Satan. And you cannot use his tactics to build God's house. You just can't do it. So my brothers and my sisters and pastors, the fivefold ministry all over the country, all over the world, wherever you are, man, do things with integrity. Make sure you don't leave people on the mountain to die while you get to the top. Because it's not about us. We have to realize that it is not about us. It is about Christ. It's about making him known. It's about bringing people out of what they're in. It's about deliverance. It's about salvation. It's not about us. And anytime you make it about us, God showed me some one time when I was driving downtown. I saw this big billboard. And on this billboard, it had this bishop and his wife. And you can see the bishop, purple ring and gold ring and a fancy suit. And you can see the first lady sitting there and like, y'all come visit us. And under that billboard, it had a homeless man sleeping under it. And that spoke volumes to me. It spoke volumes to me. We're so busy trying to be somebody, trying to be superstars in the church, that we're letting people starve and suffer and die and go homeless. All the money that we use to build these cathedrals, I'm not wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. Imagine what we could do as a kingdom if we came together and we helped our communities and we helped feed the homeless and we helped house the homeless and get them jobs. If we stop being so selfish and trying to be the next great thing, And so I accept my mandate. I walk in it. I'm not afraid to walk in it. And if it means that I make enemies along the way, then so be it. But I'd rather be loved and admired by God, and for him to look down and say, well done, my good and faithful servant, than to be a yes man in somebody else's house and watching people die and not say a word. Watching people get manipulated and not say a word. Watching people get stepped on and not say a word. Because I don't want to lose my favor. Come on, man.